Hey everyone, welcome to the Tech Mentor. My name is Michael, and if you're looking to break into web development in 2022, 2023, you came to the right place. There are many options. There's boot camps, there's colleges, but a lot of those are just really expensive, and yeah, they're just unattainable for some people just because they are so expensive. 10, 20, $30,000 is a lot of money, and so my goal here is to provide, give you education that is rich in quality and also available on YouTube, and that's free of charge on YouTube. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. So today we're going to start with HTML, which is like the building block of kind of the web. And HTML is a language which most websites are written in. And HTML is used to create the pages and make them functional. So yeah, for example, there's these things, they're called tags. So here's the H1 tag, and it stands for heading 1. And let's create a hello world. And let's save that. And you can see, there we go. So this is basically like a preview of what your web page would look like. So CodePen is basically kind of like a free editor where you can like create things and kind of view your changes right away. So it's pretty unique. But so if you had a web page with just this in it, this would be what is displayed. But so congratulations, you are now a professional web developer. No, just kidding. Let's keep going. So there's more than just H1 tags. There's other things. There's a paragraph tag. So if you're gonna write a paragraph to text, and you'll notice it's a left bracket, and then what tag you want to write, they have to close the bracket, and then what goes inside the two I guess opening and closing bracket is what you want to be in there. So say this is a paragraph, and then you must do the same thing, and it's a forward slash, and then close the tag, which is the paragraph, and then close it off like that. So you can see this is valid HTML. So that's very cool. So yeah, so most tags need to be like this, where you need to open them and close them. There are some tags that are self-closing, but we will get to those when we get to those, and you'll understand them. So this is not a text editor. This is just a website like CodePen, but down the line, we will download a, probably have you download Visual Studio Code, and we'll start coding in there. But for here, I just want to go to CodePen, just, to show you some basics here. So, okay. And so usually on the, well, we'll do that later. All right, so let's erase this and let's act like we're creating like a mini web page. And let's say it is John's Pizza Palace. So we'll go ahead and close that with H1. And let's say on there we have a item, or we want to do like heading to say great pizza, salad, and subs. And make sure to close off your H2 tag. And so what else would we have? We'd have a menu. Maybe that's the H3 tag. And we'll say menu. And make sure to close off H3 tag, right? And then below that, maybe we have a paragraph. And we say large pizza. We say that's $10.99. That would be pretty cheap for a large pizza, but let's say John is trying to give a great value. And then we can say something like paragraph extra toppings, $1.50 each. Okay, so as you can see, we're building out a web page. So we have, the header, we have like the tagline, and then we have the start of the menu. So this looks pretty good. But as you can see, the styling isn't quite there yet. So we need to work on that just a little bit. So you might ask you, how do I make the Johns? How do I make the title different? How do I make the font different? How do I arrange things on the page? Well, that is through the next language, which we're going to learn, which is CSS. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. But for now, you can just think of it as like styling. This is how you style things on the web, basically. So there's a couple of ways you can grab access to this, H1, and I'll show you the first way. So you can do something like this. So it's H1 and then opening bracket, brace, and closing brace. And we say color blue. And this is how you do it. So it's a key and a value is what you provide. And for the color, the key is color, and then you put this colon here, and then you put the color you want. So there's blue, there's green, there's all kinds of colors. So HTML colors, let me show you. So there's a website out there. It's, there's plenty of websites out there, but this is just one of them. You can see there's, all these different colors exist. If you click on like green, you can see this is the hex code, this is RGB code, HSL code. We'll talk more about that in a future lesson. And yeah, so here's some colors. So there's a full list, and these are the ones that are defined with text. So these are cool. Hot pink, deep pink. There's the ones for yellow. So you can see there's a good number of colors that are defined, and these are defined by HTML and CSS. So I will drop the link for that as well. Let's go back to our page here. All right, so you can see, let's say we liked crimson red. No, it's just crimson actually. So crimson is crimson red, and we want to make the H2s. Say we want to make that color of, I don't know, orange. Okay, cool. Doesn't look so bad. And so that's color. Another property is font size, which is actually the size of the text. So you can do something like this, font dash size, and you can do pixels. So we can say 18 pixels. And there we go, it's 18 pixels. But I like that a little bit bigger, so let's do 36 pixels. And for the H2, we'll do maybe font size 24 pixels. And it looks like it might have been 24 pixels because it looks like it didn't resize much. So that's pretty cool. The next thing you might be thinking, how do we get this in the center? So we want to get this to be more centered because it looks kind of weird all to the side like that. So let's do this. And here's the next thing. So when we talk about HTML, a lot of times you'll see things like this. There's a div, and there's a div. And that's how we format it, right? So if you click this, you can format HTML. and it'll just basically kind of format, make it look real nice. So what a div is you can think of it like a container. So you take better explanation. What is a div? And you can see a div section in a document that's styled with CSS defines a division or a section in HTML document. So that is, so this section is, we can say it's like the main section, right? So, and everything inside this div is a part of the div. So if I style like div, I go like this, and I say font size. I won't get into that yet. We'll come back to this one. But let's say we want to do, let's get rid of the color. Let's say we didn't have this here and we didn't have this here, right? And let's say we say color blue. And look at that. So your H1, your H2, your H3, and your paragraph, both paragraphs are now blue. And why? Because everything inside the div is now going to be this color that I defined. So let's say we didn't have this font size, we didn't have this font size. We can now define it font size 24 pixels. And there we go. Looks like everything is now 24 pixels. Is it 24 pixels? Interesting. Maybe hit save. Font weight normal. Okay, so font size 24 pixels. I'm trying to see why the font size isn't going to 24 pixels here, because it should be. Unless there's another style somewhere that's overriding it. Okay, well, maybe it's, there might be some other styling. And we'll talk more about that in the next lesson, why these styles are kind of trivial inside a default editor. But for now, we'll just leave it, we'll define it individually. Font size 36 and font size 24. And you should define pixels because there are other units than pixels, which we will learn. I feel like it's not really respecting these sizes. Why is it not? Okay, it is. Cool. And so the next thing we're going to learn is yeah, we'll do it. So there's a display property, and basically it's called flex is one of them. That's one of the values. And you can see it kind of put them all on the same line, which is kind of weird. But we'll find out why that happened. So the default display is flex direction, it's row, but you can also do flex direction column. And you can see now it's back to where it was. And so, so this doesn't really, if I just have flex direction row and I get rid of display flex, you can see it doesn't really listen to it. So these have to be used together, display flex and then flex direction column. And for that, that's called the Flexbox approach to styling, which is a little bit more advanced, but you know, it's a good time to learn. So I will bring up so here's the W3 Schools link for Flexbox. And they have a lot of cool modules here. And you can see, like you said, to start using Flexbox, you need to first define a Flex container, which we did. And so this is basically the equivalent of saying this is display flex. So the next thing we'll do is we'll learn about how to get these in the middle. So we can say there's a key, it's called justify content. And then there's also one called align items. So this will put it in the middle, and just like that, everything is perfectly centered on the page. So that's very cool. And then justify content. We can say height 100%. So now we're seeing the height of the whole page. Okay, and let's get rid of these two lines for now. So the next thing, maybe we want an image of, let's say we want a piece of pizza. So let's go grab an image. And you always want to be careful about using images in web development. So a good place is something like, free images like Pixabay. You can search for pizza. And these are all images. You can say no attribution required. You can download them for free. So let's grab, this looks like a pretty good pizza. And for now, we'll just do copy image address. And let's put the image below this text. So for that, it is IMG. So this is the image HTML tag. And for that, you'll need to put a source and tell it like where is the image live. And for here, it's a web address and it's right there. We'll place it in and voila, we have a pizza image. But you can see it's a little bit tall. So let's go and fix that. Let's see if we can format this a little bit better. Okay, cool. And so we have this image tag. So let's do this. Let's do image. And let's make it at width, which is a key. How do you size things? And let's say we want it to be 300 pixels. And then the height, let's give it also 300 pixels. And you can see kind of warped the image a little bit, and we don't really want that. So what you can do if you want to keep the ratio and keep the image looking nice, you can give a height of auto, and it will optimize it to maintain the original quality and aspect ratio, so you don't stretch it. Because if I type in like 700 pixels, you can see this pizza will be like really long. It's like someone really overbaked that in the oven, and that's not good. We don't want that. So we will just stick with height of auto for now. And we'll learn other ways to size things with 300 pixels. For this kind of thing, it's probably not the best way, but for now, until we learn about like media queries and styling for a responsive design, it's just fine. So that's that. All right, so we have that. So that's gonna be about it for today, but I do have a challenge for you, and I'd like to see what you come up with from the challenge. So what I'm gonna do, I want to save this link. I'm gonna say this is HTML beginner. And so what I want you to do is I want you to add a few more menu items, maybe add an pasta salad, maybe add a lasagna, maybe create like another section for like contact information. So let's do that. I'm gonna add some notes here. So I'm gonna add a comment, and I will say add a few more items. And then also come down here, and I want you to add a contact section. And feel free to get creative. Feel free to Google search CSS properties. Feel free to Google search HTML tags because we've only covered very few. The basic ones for now, but there's many more. There's there's tables, there's buttons, there's ordered lists, there's unordered lists, which we'll talk more about those for sure in future lessons for sure. So, so how you're going to do this? I'm going to hit save, and you're going to copy this link, and I will post this in the description. So you'll go there, and so let's see if I can walk you through this, how you'll do it. Okay, so if you go here, and you'll click sign up, and then there's a section where you can hit fork, and that'll just basically create a copy for you, and then you can save it, and then you'll have this link, which will look more like my link, but I'll have your name on it, and then post it in the comment section, and this video does well, and get some responses. We can set a time to have a live call, and we can talk about your responses and your solutions. Otherwise, if you want me to talk about your solution in the next video, just go and comment, this is my link, this is my solution, and I'd like you to review my solution in the next video. So make sure to give a thumbs up and a subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson. And good luck with this challenge, and hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you next time.